Hey everybody, welcome back to another edition of Woodmere Estate Revival. I'm down here with Amber today and we are cleaning out the pool some more. Amber's down in there right now shoveling that out, and I'm using the skid steer, the chainsaw, and cleaning up all the trees and junk that's around the pool, around the pool house, trying to get everything cleaned out so we can get ready to dig for our new lines, get our pool guy in here, get the new jets installed in the side of the pool, and get all that stuff going along. We can't wait to get that pool going. It's another 95 plus degree day down here, so it's a scorcher already. Nothing be better on a day like today than a swimming pool to jump in after you've been out working. So that's our motivation. We're trying to get that done as soon as possible. Let me show you where we're starting out here, and then we'll catch you up with some of the action along the way. So right now I'm working in behind the house, going along, picking up all these logs and stuff that fell out after we took the fence down. Picking up any big rocks or anything else like that. Going down along here, picking up these tree tops, cutting vines, getting all this stuff out of the way. Amber's working down in the pool right now, sweating her tuchus off.
Oh my word.
Trying to get that place cleaned out. How's it going, honey?
I am just dripping.
And not because you're in a pool.
No.
Well, you are in a pool, but...
Yeah, but not in a good way.
So just a bunch of dirt and debris and stuff down in there?
Yeah, I'm about ready to postpone this project till fall.
Now we got to get that pool open, honey.
Don't think we're going to make it.
Fruity drinks, little umbrellas,
Maybe
Sitting.
I need that now.
toes in the water. We're getting close.
Yeah.
So the pool guy was out the other day and he marked some areas on the pool where we're going to be putting new jets in. So everywhere there's an arrow along the side of the pool shows where we're going to be core drilling and installing a new return jet inside of the pool. The only returns that are in the pool right now are down in the floor of the pool, and you can see a pretty good rust streak going down both sides there. So that tells you probably what condition the pipe's in underneath the pool. So we're going to go ahead and remove the little valve there and go ahead and cement over those and then install new jets in the side of the pool, and we'll use those to circulate the water and make sure everything gets all the dirt and everything gets up off the bottom of the pool and gets into the strainer, into the skimmer baskets. So we've got to core drill these, and then from each arrow you got to take and use a skid steer or an excavator to dig a ditch all the way back over here to the pool house. So I'm going to be working around the pool house today. Got to get all this debris out of here, all these logs, cut down the last of these tree trunks, and get all this junk out of here so we can have a clear path to work around the pool next weekend. That's our plans, at least for right now. So we're hoping next weekend to go ahead and be able to rent an excavator and use that to do all our digging around the pool. We've got to dig trenches for the 4 inlet jets, and then we've got to dig trenches for the piping for our deck jets as well that'll spray little fountains of water over into the pool, and then trench all that stuff over to the existing pool house up next to it, and then go ahead and punch through the wall. That way we can go ahead and run our plumbing and everything inside the pool house and get hooked up. And so it's going to look good. It's going to work better than what they ever had here before, so we're looking forward to getting that done. All right, so come along with us today and let's see what we get accomplished. Okay, so far so good. We've got all that firewood that we had stacked up on top of the pool house here. Got all that gone, and I picked up a bunch of logs all along in here as well, and over in here. Now the rest of this stuff laying over here is pine, and so I'm going to load that up in the bucket of the tractor and take it over into the dumpster and dump it in the dumpster, or take it down to the end of the property and dump it over the hill. So I'm not going to burn that. Too pitchy. That'd be bad on the fireplace. These trunks, I got to cut these down. That's an old maple, poplar, sycamore, and a sumac. So got to cut all these things down and get them cut up into chunks, loaded in the bucket and hauled off, and continue to work this hillside here and get all these logs down off the hill and get all this cleaned up. Take a quick water break and then back to work.
taking another load of wood down to the end of the property. And Charlie's telling stories.
Alright, so I got all the brush and briars and brambles, trees and junk and everything cut off the top of the pool shed. So now you can start to appreciate how that thing was built. It was a cinder block construction, and then they poured a concrete roof on top of it. Up above there we got some really cool rock outcroppings, which were all hidden by the countless briars and vines and everything else. So we got some really cool rock outcroppings there. I think once we get all these vines and everything down, these stumps taken care of, all this stuff cleaned up here, it's going to look remarkably better. So we got a bunch of trees cut down so far today. Not the entire tree, just the trunk that we kind of left from when we were cutting the last time out of that 50-foot lift. Still got a few more of those trunks to take down off the hill here, but you can see we've been piling all those chunks of pine trunk down here. Then we've been loading them in the tractor and hauling them out to the dumpster and dumping them. They're not much good for anything. Would never burn them in a fireplace or anything. Too much pitch and everything. Grease out, set the place on fire. So getting ready to take a load of decent wood down to the end of the road, get a water break, and then come back here and clean up the rest of this mess on the hillside, but it's really looking good. All right, folks, that just about wraps up this edition of Woodmere Estate Revival. It has been a hot, stinking, nasty, sweaty day, but we got a lot accomplished. My dad stopped by. He helped me load a bunch of the logs into the tractor, haul them down to the other end, and stack them up in the firewood pile. Some of it we loaded in the tractor and dumped into the dumpster, old pine trunks and stuff, not any good for burning. So we got rid of a bunch of stuff, cut down some of the standing trunks that were around, cleared off the top of the pool shed. The vines and the brambles and everything had taken over the top of that, and there's a couple of down trees laying on top of it, so got all that stuff cut and hauled off. So it's really looking a whole lot better. You know, it's when you look at the entire project, sometimes it's a little bit overwhelming, but when you look at small chunks of it and you get that chunk done during a work day, you feel a little better about the whole thing. So that's how we try to look at it. Small victories lead to ultimately getting this place done and getting it looking great. So let's take a look and see what all we got done today. Okay, so walking down here towards the pool, you can see a pile of brush laying here by the wall. That's some of the stuff that I was pulling down off the hillside. I think I'm probably going to end up piling up some of that stuff down here and burning it. As you can see how much stuff there is still just up on the hill there. It's just old dead pine boughs and dead pine trees and all that stuff, and I think we can just pile that stuff up down here and set fire to it and get rid of a lot of it rather than hauling it clear down to the other end of the road. Still got some big old vines up in some of these trees, got to cut those back, and but what a tremendous difference now looking at the pool house. If you remember from when we started, there was multiple trees standing around it, and there was vines and forsythia and all sorts of stuff growing on top of it. And now you can actually see the pool house. Tomorrow I'll get down here with the pitchfork and get all that forsythia and stuff that I piled up there beside it, get that stuff hauled off and get that pile of chips hauled off, load that up in the tractor. But you see all the trunks, or all the stumps I should say. So there's one there. We'll cut that one back, cut that one down, cut that one down. Over here, cut this big one down, one next to it there behind that pipe, and that one. And there's another one over here under the brush pile. So took a bunch of trunks down, and you can see the ground's just littered with limbs and everything. This is stuff we're just kind of pulling out. Over here, there were chunks of pine trunk all over this hillside, and it was where we took these big pine trees down, and just everything just dropped. You know, we used that 50-foot lift to cut those trees down, and so we were just cutting it one chunk at a time, dropping it down. So we got all those chunks out of here, and got them loaded up in the tractor, like I said, and hauled down to the dumpster down there and got that unloaded. So now you can really start to appreciate what it's going to look like without the fence, without all that, you know, debris and everything, without all those trees and junk growing up on that hillside. And you got these nice little rock outcroppings. There's one there right on top of the pool house, and then there's rock outcroppings all the way across the back of the property there. So we're going to really get this place dressed up, plant some ferns, plant some laurels, plant some rhododendrons, all sorts of stuff to kind of accent the property rather than, you know, just make it a wall of green vines and poison ivy and everything else. We're still undecided on the pool house. We have actually talked about taking the concrete roof off of the top because it's built out of cinder block. And then once we got the roof off, then we could actually add, you know, 5-6 more courses of block. So actually make it like a little, you know, building, and put a traditional, you know, gabled roof on it, and dress up the outside, you know, make it look nice. And then not only could it be a place to hide all the pool equipment, but it could also be a place for all of our, you know, umbrellas and chairs and all that stuff that we got to store out of the way. So this has potential. So we're definitely taking a look at this because it could really work out nicely. So we're going to look at reconfiguring this thing while we got it all tore apart, and see if there's something different we can do with it. So there you have it. Thanks for hanging out with us today. We appreciate you tuning into this episode. Please be sure to hit that subscription button so you don't miss a single episode of Woodmere State Revival. We like having you guys along each and every time. Be sure to hit that like button, and feel free to leave a comment or question in the section below. Always happy to correspond with our viewers. And as always, be sure to share this channel with your friends and family. We love all our loyal subscribers and have really enjoyed sharing this project with everybody. So be sure to get out there and tell everybody about Woodmere State Revival so we can keep this thing growing. Appreciate you guys. Take care, and we'll see you again real soon.